The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's Fan Control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready for it?
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. Welcome to Avatar Grass. The show formerly known as the Fan Controlled Show, the official companion show to Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment. The incredible mass appeal empire that's bringing you all the stuff you just saw in that trailer.
Yes.
I'm your host, Jeff Canado, the spell with 2 N's and 1 T, and I am joined, as always, by some of my favorite people on the planet. It's Josh McCouga, it's Patrick Dees, and it's the commish, Ray Austin. What's up, fellas?
Jeff?
What is up?
We missed you guys last
I
week.
was going to say, you know what, man? Like, I thought me and Tony, or Ink, I thought we killed it last week, but
yep,
of course,
having you
as
come
you
back
do
and do that, I don't know if what we did was
it
just
sets a tone
I don't know.
every single time.
It really just did. I'm like, damn, we didn't set that type of
No,
tone.
my pulse. It's a dip. Look, you're doing your own thing. You're not trying to do the same thing. You
I
guys,
can't
you
beat
know,
Jeff.
no, why would you try? I can't either. I don't encourage trying it. It's not.
You guys, if I'm setting the tone, am I the real toner?
I will. You know what? You did sound like a robot caller. You're like the commish, Ray Austin.
We got the AI Jeep up here.
That's right.
AI
This will age me seriously, but when I was a young kid in junior high, I had a friend who called one of those 976 numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it must have been a real crappy one because he told me that at the beginning it was like, "Hi, I need you to say your name." He's like, Robert. And he's like, "Oh, hi, Robert. I want you to get a little closer, Robert." You know, like every time.
That's incredible.
I in an acting class in New York, I had a girl that was in the acting class. That was her day job. She did sex line operator. Like that was what she did. She made good money.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
I had this idea, and only bringing that up because you said voicemails and whatnot, or phone calls.
Yeah.
I had this idea to have celebrity athletes leave voicemails for you.
Yeah.
So like if I called Patrick and he was a Chicago Bears fan, and I'd have Brian Urlacher be like, "Hey, Patrick, Brian, Ray says screw you. He's going to tackle you next time he sees your ass. By the way, the game is on Sunday at 8:00."
Yeah.
You're describing Cameo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can cameo for
Really
voicemails. Ray pitched that to us early, 2017, 2018. When you score a touchdown, that you would get a phone call from Quavo. It'd be like, "Jeff, you just called that." Like, yeah, so that was part of it.
Good.
Yeah, it's dope, right?
I did that. It was in the 1900s.
Yeah, it was a rotary dial phone.
But as season ticket holder of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the first round draft pick, the number 1 overall pick of the Steelers, calls and leaves you a voicemail. It's like, "Hey, Josh, it's Najee Harris," but it's like, "Hey, Josh, it's Najee Harris."
Right. Yeah.
It's like to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and so pumped you're a season ticket holder, that kind of thing. Gotta say.
Guys, I have so first of all, we have a who's who, a murderer's row of people in the chat. We've got Nerdy and Harry Dog and Ruthless Cutie and Boykin for MVP. Good to see everybody. The thing that I want to know is, it's like, I miss more shows than most of you. I get pulled in a lot of different directions. And the weirdest thing is to show up and have no idea where Avatar Grass came from.
Yes.
So if you could please explain to Jeff and I where that came from, just so we feel like we're in the loop.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened. So we started talking about fan-controlled bowling.
Okay, as you do.
As a fan named Joe Compton DM'd us on Instagram. His idea was like team-based, which is cool, and you draft the players. But then Ray and I started going off like an LED lane, or like all the pins are LED and you can light them up, and pins that are lit up are worth more. And then like if the fans want to put up the bumpers or take the bumpers away, or like you have to bowl left-handed, all that kind of stuff. So then somebody starts talking about like, oh, well, hoops is an LED court. What would the turf look like in football? And I was like, it'd be like fiber optic. And Ray's like, you mean the internet? And I was like, no. It'd be like lit up grass, like when you go to the circus and they give you those things and they're in the crowd and they, and it's like, he's like, oh, you mean Avatar Grass?
That's great.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's amazing. Speaking of murderers row, we have a murderers row of guests.
You're damn right we do.
This week, it's gonna be wall-to-wall guests. We got a lot of fun coming at you. Thanks for being here. We also want you to know this show is fan controlled, as is the entire sports and entertainment empire. Fan controlled. That means you have the power. That means you get to decide what this show is called. Avatar Grass from last week. You get to decide what this show will be called next week. All you got to do is throw up suggestions of show titles in the chat if you're watching live. And the best of them will go into a poll at the end of the show, and you'll get to vote. Whichever one gets the most votes is what we're called next week.
There you
Also,
go.
Josh,
Well done, Jeff. Yeah.
not the only show, not the only program for you to watch.
No, not by a
On
long
our
shot.
various platforms. Tell us about the platforms.
Well, we have an entire podcast network. So if you want to listen to this show or tell friends to listen, or you want to re-listen if you're watching now, you can listen to us. You can also listen to Freddie Stat Go and Kenny G. Stevenson's fan-controlled fandom. They're going to talk a little bit about The Mandalorian. I guess they went full ham this week on Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is that the name of the movie?
Such a good movie.
Is that how that's the title of it?
Yep.
I could not get through. I could get through everything. I couldn't get through everywhere, and I couldn't get through all at once. It was just a little too much for Josh McGuga.
Really?
Yeah, it just.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend. So.
Yeah, I think you'll
good.
like it, Ray. I wasn't in the mood, and every time I think about going back to it, I have to like restart. Anyway, so there's those podcasts, as well as every Tuesday Info Arcade, every Wednesday Don't Cause a Ruckus, live right here on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. You guys can catch them. Those are also on the podcast network. We're also uploading tons of videos to social media, YouTube Shorts. And started this week, every day going into next week, we have new episodes of King of the Console. They look fantastic. They're a lot of fun. They're up on the YouTube channel right now, so check those out. And then later on this show, Jeff, Leighton Baptiste will be here. He'll be back again this week, announcing a little show that he and I have planned. We're going to talk about that at around 3:30 Pacific.
Jeez.
Holy moly, there's so much content. You got to get that
you shoot
content.
them all in your closet?
It is a corner of a room.
Corner. Sorry.
Corner of a
Do
room.
you shoot them in the corner of your room?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I understand that there is going to be a massive showdown.
Showdown, you
of
say?
something that Ray has demonstrated an incredible skill, knowledge base, talent. Yes, indeed.
Like everything right now.
An expert level mastery of.
Yeah. Level 5 master.
And we're not even talking his football game. We're talking about something you might not, unless you watch this show every week, you might not know Ray is a master of.
Yes, baby.
Me and Ray in the ultimate Seinfeld showdown.
Seinfeld.
Trivia.
That's right.
Hey, I whipped Jigga's ass. I just looked at Jigga. I had him when I looked at him in the camera.
In his
I already had beat
He was already over. Yeah, it was like that Mike Tyson when he walks out to the center of the ring, and you knew that other dude was just beat.
No,
It was
it was like Kramer in The Game. I'm out.
I'm out. He's out. Boom. It was like little Jerry Seinfeld in the cockfight. He didn't have a chance. They brought in a ringer bird. Okay, they tried to ring a bird.
Ring a bird.
It was all those children that tried to fight Kramer in the karate class. They knew they didn't stand a chance.
Man.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you're gonna be able to see that, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna see the showdown. You got to come up with a fun like Rumble in the Jungle. We got to see like the
we gotta have what you call the press conference.
the Seinfeld minefield.
The show is about nothing, right? So like something about nothing, like
you know
what I'm saying, or
the quiz, the trivia about nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get Deli in there.
That's great. Yeah,
the deli monks.
Yeah,
the big salad. Salad. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. But Ray, so here's what it is. People are going to have to come up with some questions. Fans, Patrick, Jeff, I know Jim, Afro very much wants to be involved. Anybody that wants to submit Seinfeld questions, this match will be taking place in a couple weeks. Okay.
Oh, ooh.
It will be a
pay-per-view. You need that much time to train?
I could do it right now if we had been prepared. I would.
I don't.
You know how they have. I would.
Funny that you mentioned that, gentlemen.
Ray
Let's
always
get
say?
ready to go. No,
you don't have to get prepared if you
Hey, tell him. Say it one more time, Jeff.
if you are prepared, you don't have to get prepared.
That's wrong, but
I messed
you
it
ain't
up.
gotta get ready.
If you stay ready.
That is the white way to say it too.
yeah.
Hey, you ain't gotta get prepared unless you're prepared.
Prepare yourself, or you're gonna wreck yourself.
Oh my God! What are we doing?
Yes. A couple of people in chat. Jose Ruckus. He's cooked like Kramer covered in butter.
Oh,
Boom.
good. That's
Jose
good.
Ruckus
I like
crushing
that.
it on
I
Don't.
like that one.
Like Freddie Airmail said. So if you don't want to pay, no view for you. Look, it's not going to be
Strong.
It's not going to be a pay-per-view. We're going to treat it like a pay-per-view event, but it's going to be free. We cannot listen.
Yeah.
It's like TV back in the day. You just had it.
Yeah, you'll see the commission rare form. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I tap into my whiteness, and I'm telling you, I am there. I am in this space. I am in that.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it.
He walks into a room and it's like, boom, ba-dum, boom, boom.
No, I was
Instantly has no rhythm. It's weird.
I was just not a model. I was a hand model.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
See, that went over some people's heads.
That's true.
Hey, wearing outfits.
Incredible. Your inspiration.
All right. Hey, I don't want to alarm everybody, but we're already up to our first guest.
How is that possible? We literally just
We did nothing for you.
How is this possible?
Jam-packed with guests.
Yes. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, I get a message from the one and only Ruthless Cutie, Jess Simona. She's a legend. She's one of the best humans around.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. And she said, check this out. Some of the Glacier Boyz fans got together and adopted a polar bear, and they named it Jamiel. Obviously, the greatest of all time in FCF history. I'll just say it right now. Okay, he's the GOAT. They named a polar bear Jamiel.
Wait a minute. You say that like that's a normal thing that people do.
That's
right.
Funny. That's funny.
But it's not.
It's not.
Okay. Now, one of the gentlemen. Now, Jay Spacely apparently was one of the masterminds behind it. He's going to come on next week. Maybe do some trivia. But right now we have Frosty himself, aka Corey, to talk a little bit about the process behind. He used to be in chat all the time. Liquid Error. We don't see him that much anymore. I think he's been spending too much time growing a mustache because let's see. Yes,
Whoa,
he's grown a
look at the
mustache.
stash.
Oh, is it a goatee? Is that what?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
stash, bro.
Just a lazy stash,
It's a
Lazy stash.
All right, Frosty, tell us about this polar bear.
Wait, I want to know where
This
the
is-
first the idea came
Yes,
from.
yes, and then the process.
Wait. This is for real.
Yes.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a joke. Go ahead.
Oh yes, please.
Commish, we don't joke about polar bears with
No, why would you? It's
do that.
irresponsible. No.
Yeah. So National Polar Bear Day. I don't know if y'all knew this. February 21st.
I mean,
You're raising awareness everywhere, Frosty.
Yeah.
You really
That's what
are.
we're trying-
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
feel-
anyway, so we have a small group of captains that kind of moderate the fan server that we have. We have about 150 fans in there, Glacier Boyz fans right in there. So we moderate it. And so I threw it out. I was like, hey, we need to do something for National Polar Bear Day for like the Glacier Boyz to like raise awareness about the team.
Smart.
So we started throwing out all these ideas or whatever. But Spacely, who you mentioned earlier, is like, why don't we just adopt a polar bear? Like out of nowhere. And we're all like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. And so he started looking it up. He came to us, and Polar Bear International allows you to symbolically adopt a polar bear.
Incredible.
So we did it and nicknamed it Jamiel. And we're kind of making our little bit of like a Ring of Honor sort of thing, Like,
Yes.
So every year we're going to let fans nominate players and fans. And if someone gets nominated, we're going to adopt a polar bear and name
Absolutely
it.
incredible.
Yeah.
Utterly brilliant.
Frosty, talk to me about that process. So when you start looking, do you have your choice? Are there like photos, or is there a gallery of polar bears and say, I want to adopt that cutie, and then you get to know it? Are there meet and greets?
Don't just adopt the most prettiest
put it
polar
on a
bear.
chain and just walk it around.
No, the three-legged one. That's like just that's all the loner, just in the corner. Oh.
By the way,
Any Brindle ones?
There is a link in the chat right now if you want to look at polarbearsinternational.com or .org.
Yeah, it's on there.
.org.
.org.
No, it was harder than adopting a child. We brought it into our home. We got it for 6 weeks. We had the social worker come and check in on it to make sure it was still alive. We did get a selection. We looked at a bunch. Why we chose Polar Bear International, one of the things we really like, which is like an added thing for Glacier Boyz fans in the server, is we actually got tracking information for our polar bear who is actually out in the wild, right? And so every day our fans can go and look to see where Jamiel is. I just looked up.
Wait,
He's at the 30. He's at the 20.
Wait. So Frosty, he's like GPS tagged. In real time where he is at any given moment.
Yeah, I just pulled him up before the show started. Jamiel's hanging out in the Hudson Bay in Manitoba. So we have GPS information. Yeah, it's so cool.
Gorgeous this time.
That is
little cold, little chilly, perfect polar bear weather, glacial, if you will.
That's right.
Glacier.
So it's really cool. We check in on the polar bear. We have an actual picture of it. Its real name, all that stuff, which we won't disclose for its safety. Its name is Jamiel, though.
Well, so talk to me about the process meeting with the social worker when you got at home for like 6 weeks. Had you seen Cocaine Bear at that point, and did that give you some ideas?
That's why we thought polar bears were white. I thought they were just So we had a bowl,
incredible.
and the social worker's like, no, fish or something.
Yeah.
Don't give the bear any more cocaine. You're like,
Were they cool with you putting that extremely large chain around its neck?
We actually just borrowed the turnover chain.
Nice.
Just walking around with that. Yeah.
Is there a world in which like you can ride a polar bear? Like, are there polar bear saddles? Kind of thing?
Monster.
Look,
You're a monster,
first of all,
Makuga.
Is he?
I'm gonna tell you, anything's possible. First of all, anything.
You're right.
Have you heard of the dark web, Josh?
Right. Second of all, if you're gonna commit to riding a polar bear, don't buy the saddle. Just go all in and just.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Just grab on and hold.
I think
hold
that's
on.
right.
I think
that's right.
I don't know how you define adoption, Makuga, but we don't subjugate the things we adopt and ride them around.
Coming from the man who like literally last week was talking about his uncle fought an orangutan at a state fair or something, right? This is just how the Makugas roll.
Listen, we will fight any animal and ride any animal. Okay.
Hey, so with global warming, how was that doing for y'all team?
For our team, it's fine. Everywhere we go, we make it icy, so we're combating global warming. For polar bears, though, not so good, which is one of the reasons that we did do this adoption, right? So we can help save polar bears that are legitimately in trouble because of global warming. But everywhere Jamiel goes, both Jamiels, it gets more icy.
They just adopt another one next year and name it Jamiel 2.
Right.
Or Jamiel 3.
Actual.
Yeah. So have you guys talked a little bit about the process? So, coming into season 3, is it just a group of you going to get together and say, here are the 4 or 5 Glacier Boys that are, potentially going to be nominated to adopt the next one? Or what's that look like?
Yeah, so if Glacier Boys that are verified in our server will be able to nominate folks, and whoever gets the most nominations, again, both players and fans will put it to a vote, and whoever wins that year will get it. So one a year, and we'll adopt a polar bear, and they'll go into the polar bear of honor, as we're calling it, and have a polar bear named after
Polar
them.
bear.
This is brilliant. You know how for years we all grew up watching John Madden give the turkey leg to the on Thanksgiving. This totally trumps that.
Way
This totally outshines that. You're getting a polar bear adopted in your name.
That's crazy.
That is the coolest thing I've ever
You know
heard.
what else that can be done too here is that on game day we bring up the GPS of the polar bear onto the jumbotron. You're like, hey,
That'd be dope.
Glacier Boys are getting ready in the locker room, but let's look at the polar bears, and there they are.
Chicken
Once
and
in
Jamiel.
Manitoba.
Josh, I was saying turn the whole Glacier Boys suite, like you know how like LSU when you come on they field got the tiger, the whole suite is just is Jamiel.
It's just Jamiel.
Right. It's just Jamiel.
You don't want to go in there. It's Jamiel's suite.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be like a recruiting opportunity? Like, you think guys are going to be like, damn, I got to play with the Glacier Boys because there could be another polar bear out there named after me.
Yeah, I hope so. That's obviously one of the things we're trying to do. We're trying to grow Glacier Nation. We have a lot of fans already. We're one of the more popular teams. But we're hoping it'll help with that. And also we're doing a good thing, right? Which is really what we want to do. We want to broadcast the league. We want to broadcast the team, but also like give back to the community, right? So we got all three in one.
This is the idea here from Jose Ruckus, ice rink of honor. What I'm thinking is we have a permanently frozen piece of ice, and you carve the names of the.
There you go. There you go.
Right, like this bear, that kind of a thing.
On the
like a ring of honor, like an actual ring of honor.
You become literally a Glacier Boy because on the Glacier is your name.
Yes.
You are a Glacier Boy.
That's dope.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
I'm wondering if you are worried about other teams in the league stealing this idea and adopting, for example, an Okie. You know?
Oh yes, in a Wild Okies.
Where you gonna find the beast?
I mean, the number of lightning bolts adopted every year is declining precipitously.
It's a big problem. Yeah.
So a whole bunch of Okies, like 1 through 7 Okies, and then the 8th Okie.
Yeah, that's a problem. No, actually, we hope other teams do it as long as they stay away from the polar bears. You know what I mean? That's our thing.
That would be a power move, though, if the Zappers just all of a sudden got zapped and started adopting all of the polar bears so you couldn't do it, and they just named them all Johnny Manziel, and you're like, what is going on? Wow. That'd be a Zapper kind of thing to do.
I'm laughing because there's actually a 5. I'm laughing because Jeff said there's actually a 5 Okie out there right now. Where's the Okie?
No, all I'd say to the Zappers is to keep in mind the largest margin of defeat was the Zappers to the Glacier Boys in season 2. And that's what we talk about every time.
Yeah, that's impressive. Except when you realize one team was the champs. And the other team was not.
I don't know what you're talking about. Stats are subjective. Stats are subjective.
Wins and losses don't matter.
No.
What I think would have been even better in that scene is if, like, Jeff's like, I think you forget that the Zappers won the championship, and then out of nowhere a polar bear.
That's right.
Down, Jamiel, down. Incredible.
Well, this is incredible. This is such next level thinking. This is why, like, only fans could come up with this, right? This is not something that happens in a boardroom around a table. This is fans. Fans come up with this shit. And this is cool shit.
It is cool shit.
Patrick, you mind it being in our boardroom? Let's adopt a polar bear.
No, man, I love it, Frosty. I love that you've really caught the spirit of what this is all about, right? Like, again, and inspire. There are very few limits we place on fans. Encourage this shit. We want to, amplify it and signal boost it. And so, like, I feel like you're going to be an inspiration to other teams. And I think it's just going to be this war of escalation. I can't wait to see where you play the tapes 3 or 4 seasons out. And I think it's going to be wild. And you're such a trailblazer in what you're doing here. It's awesome.
So good.
To the point where eventually a gigantic ape that we have genetically engineered will attack a giantly genetic engineered polar bear that we adopted, and they will fight to the death during halftime of a championship game on Avatar grass.
I mean, That's the dream, right? That's what you all were thinking about when you started this thing.
That's correct.
Yeah, that was the end game.
We knew we'd get there. Yeah.
Get PETA all over our ass.
Oh man.
Anyway, congrats. This is amazing. Thanks for coming on and telling us all about it. Kudos to the Glacier Boyz fan base. And this is what Power to the Fans is all about.
That's cool.
It really is.
Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
Mad cool, Frosty. Hey, and speaking of the Glacier Boys, everybody know I saw Quavo and Drew. This is Drewski too, but Quavo and Drewski are on an actual series on Peacock.
What?
Saw it today. Yeah, it's called Church is This or Church This or something. Praise this. Praise this. I think
There it is. Look, there it is. Praise the. Oh,
Man, shout out to Fro. You got that, didn't you?
Oh, let me see.
for a second.
Anyway, we got two team owners on a series on Peacock. Quavo, there it is. Quavo and Drewski in this new deal called Praise This. I saw it earlier this morning.
Oh, so it's a reality show about gospel?
No,
singers?
it's an actual show on it's an actual show like on Peacock. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It's dope.
Wow. Praise this.
Praise this. I saw it. Drewski was actually funny. The ones that they showed of Drewski, it was actually kind of funny. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, Drewski getting it.
Dude, Drewski everywhere, man.
Doing
That
some
dude
magic
is-
mic action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Right on. Okay. Praise this. Glacier Boys should have been stars.
I just didn't know there was more on
Peacock.
Peacock other than Poker Face. I thought it was just Poker Face episodes, just 24 hours a day. So I was excited they've got other programming.
NBCLX is also there, Patrick, where you could have watched season 2 of Fan Control Football.
Oh, I did.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, no, that's my goodness.
I was in Atlanta, had it on at home. You know what I mean?
Running.
Just running. Of course.
Yep. Man. Well, we got more show, Jeff.
We got more show. We got more guests.
We do.
Is our a second guest here?
Yes.
He is. Yes.
Well, let's bring him in.
Jeff, he's never not here.
That's right.
the
My
thing.
understanding.
That's right.
I have never met this gentleman, but I've
so
been told by
excited
the
for
other
you.
three people on this call that I'm in for a treat. So, Josh, why don't you introduce him?
He's a legend in the sports world.
I already know who this is.
In every world.
Every world that you've ever been to. Okay. This man carries an aura of. We all wish that we could have the aura of the one and only Andy Dolich. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Andy Dolich.
So, can you start out by saying there's no bullshit on this show? Is that correct?
Oh, no, Andy. I'm sorry. You missed. I think you heard wrong. It's all bullshit.
All bullshit, right.
It's all right.
Okay.
Right. So you didn't get the memo.
ABS.
Yeah,
always
that's right.
be bullshitting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
appreciate that in the honor of our show title, Andy has gone full Navi.
Oh, I'm totally here. This is so well made that you could peel it off in 2.5 seconds. It's great. I was having a bit of problem getting through, but I went to my phone.
Props.
I immediately got into the studio, and it is an honor. First of all, Ray, did you ever get into those jerseys that you have?
No, those are toddler onesies, Andy.
And how are you feeling, Mr. Commissioner? How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, especially with you being here, man. Hey, first of all, I want to say, how cool are you to your grandkids?
Yeah, that's a question.
How cool am I to my grandkids?
Not because you're a fan control football ambassador.
I am the coolest person in the world. It goes from a high of 7.5 to a low of 15. Many of them are working on ball skills as we speak. They have called plays since they're 2 years old, and they really are totally into fan-controlled sports and entertainment.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Rogers doesn't exist in their world.
No.
Muppets, all that other stuff. They just care about what's happening in the world of FCSE.
Your hat collection looks very similar to my own. FCF.
Okay,
The
so
A's and the
here's
49ers.
the reason. First of all, we've all gone through the pandemic, and early on, right, everybody had the ridiculous backgrounds of Tahiti and Hawaii and all that shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
But, A, you weren't there. And then your hands would get lost and this aura would be around your freaking head. Nobody likes that. So I figured, why don't I just go to my office, put the hats on, that places that I've worked, places that I've been fired, people that are consulting with. So I know I got FCF, I got the A's, I got the Niners, I got the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, and boy, Ja Morant, is he being brilliant these days? I don't think so. So he's
To the tune of 50 games.
I teach sports nitwits at Stanford in the
Shout
School
out
of
to
Continuing
Stanford.
Studies. Like
Hey, I
that's
just want to
great.
say, Andy's so dope. I could just call up people in Stanford and they don't know him.
So that goes away. And I went to the first game ever for the Washington Nationals. So, okay, that goes away too. I just think it's a much better way to keep active. And let's see.
Andy's like a prop master. He's got like,
Yeah.
and now the
Always.
I've been fired 2 times in my career. Once by the 28-year-old Jed York. We're moving in another direction. Don't you like that one?
Ooh.
So we keep trying to tell Jeff.
Yeah, and he just doesn't take a hint.
And I wanted to say, he was sitting next to his lawyer. This is a true story. And I wanted to say, okay, so we're moving in another direction. I have a contract. Are we going north, northeast, or south, southwest? And he dropped it, and I got paid on my contract. So that was.
And then
Well-
behind you, the old Soviet Union. Were you a coach during?
In Soviet Russia.
No, there's a story. Patrick, doesn't every conversation have a story?
Yeah, yes, especially with
Okay,
you,
so this is-
1,000%.
Because this show is nothing but the truth. Always.
Nope.
I became very good friends with Doug Collins. And if people remember basketball history in the Olympics, Doug Collins hit 2 free throws that gave the USA the Olympic gold medal in the Olympics. And the official went, nope, sorry, that doesn't count. We're giving the balls to the Russians.
Right.
And they gave the ball to the Russians, and the Russians threw the ball down the court and won the Olympic gold medal. So that is my hat from Doug Collins. And I think to this day, those great players on that team refuse to accept their silver medals.
Yep.
There, a
If
couple
I
of the
remember
guys,
correctly.
I read this article. A couple of the guys that have passed away from that team put it in their will that their families had never allowed to accept.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
It's in the Olympic
no,
IOC Center and just waiting to be collected.
That's
Just
fantastic.
amazing. And there's an anniversary coming up. There's an anniversary coming up on March 23rd for an NBA record of how do I put this? Of
Futility.
absolute horrificness that has never been broken in 50 years. Never been broken in 50 years and will never be broken in the NBA. Anybody got the idea?
The 19-something 76ers.
You got it. 1972-73, the team went 9-73.
Incredible.
9-73.
And that's the
I
worst,
do-
that's the worst record.
Worst record in the history. Now people go, oh, that's not true. The Charlotte Bobcats went 6-60. But there was a labor interruption. If you really
Short
want to
season.
suck, you got to play 82.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, so that is one of my favorite things about having worked with Andy now for several years. Almost every call, there's an anniversary of something, and I'm constantly learning. Andy is a little vertical slice of Wikipedia in the sports world, and your time on the show is long overdue. You know, a lot of times we've taken opportunities on the show to showcase kind of big personalities and folks that are driving forces here at Fan Control Sports and Entertainment. I would love it if you would. I don't need to spend too long, but set up where you've been. How did you get into sports, and then where have you been over the course of your career? And then would love I know we want to take some questions from both the chat, and I know Jeffrey Kanata's got about 42 questions about the 49ers already for you.
So life is just so wonderful. I sent a text to Patrick. Of course, he's busy. He's doing stuff. I didn't hear back from him. So I went to my man, Josh. Right. And Josh got back to me in 1.3 nanoseconds.
That's how he rolls.
He had no connectivity wherever he was in
Nope.
Nome or
Mars.
South
Live on a
Mars.
mountain.
And then, like the next day, Patrick goes, "Did you need anything?" And I go, "No, Josh took care of it.
Yeah.
We're good, thanks."
Yeah.
And then, and then Patrick said, "Oh yeah, I'm on the show too." Okay, got it. So, all right, here's a quick one. Where have I been? I'm a New York-born, cynical, sarcastic punk, raised on Long Island, a decent athlete, sat my ass on the bench as a non-scholarship player at American University in Washington, D.C. My scoring average was 1.1 points a game in the 1 year that I played as a
All right.
sophomore.
That's
Pretty
Jeff
impressive.
level stats.
I was just
Pretty
gonna say,
impressive, but I have a D1 letter. I graduated from the first sports management program in the United States at Ohio University. Believe it or not, there are now more than 500 sports management programs in the country, robbing tuitions from coast to coast of people that are never going to get a job in sports.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
And my first job, Philadelphia 76ers intern, we went 9-73.
Ooh.
It helped me devise my business strategy, run to chaos, disaster, newness, agileness, nimbleness, or stuff that nobody possibly could understand, like fan-controlled sports and entertainment, not chaos and disaster. Then I went to a well-known sport, indoor box lacrosse, Washington Capitals. After that, we had a shitty record, but there are ties in hockey, so we didn't lose all that many games. Became the general manager of the Washington Diplomats of the early success of the North American Soccer League when Pele was drawn 70,000 to the Meadowlands. We played in D.C. at RFK Stadium, averaged a respectable 25,000 people a game.
Damn.
That's
Okay,
good.
Andy.
Then got my big break. Was hired by the Oakland A's by the family that had a fairly successful pants company called Levi Strauss. Maybe you remember them. 15 years. 15
Jeff loves Levi's.
years.
Loves them.
I prefer
And
Strauss's.
Pretty
though.
successful. We had these guys, right? These guys.
Yeah, the Bash Brothers. Yeah.
Of course.
They never took a needle.
No,
Never.
no,
Never.
that's well known. Yeah.
Never took a needle.
I'm not sure if you know this, Andy, but Mark McGuire and Patrick Dees are not related. They just have the same hair color.
No, they just have the same size forearms. I don't think so. And we had
There he is.
Rickster. We had the
Anderson.
Oh, I've got a-
serial hitter in the history. We were champions. We went to the World Series 3 years in a row. 1989, we won the World Series and also decided to hold an earthquake
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
That's you did host that. Yeah.
First natural disaster broadcast live on national TV by Al Michaels. You can look it up. Then I went to the Golden State Warriors as president. That lasted a significant amount of time, 9 months. I got my ass fired. And then went to Vancouver for the Vancouver Grizzlies. We moved across an international border to Memphis. We built a new arena, the Memphis FedEx Forum, with those people that send envelopes all over the world. And then 3 years as chief operating officer of the San Francisco 49ers. Second time I was fired, Jed York was the new president. He was 28. I was older than 28. He wanted his team in place. I got bounced, but I had a contract, so not so bad. Started to consult, and that's when my life changed for the better. I got to work with John Mugar and help launch the basketball tournament, which is now the soccer tournament. And then, what was it, Patrick, 5 or 6 years ago, some 18-year-old genius said, "Hey, I know some guys at franchise. They got like immersive sports and entertainment." I go, "I'm in. Can I talk to them?" And that's a quick 54-year tour around the world of sports.
Amazing. Amazing.
What was and I know you've worked in all 4 majors. Like, which one was your favorite sport, like, to work for? Like, playing is one thing, but like working,
Watching, immersing, yeah.
like I wake up to. I mean, I know everyone you're waking up to that job is like great, but
It's
like, what was
Ray, it's the reason why I absolutely am all in for fan control sports and entertainment. People go, "Well, you've got World Series rings, you have this, you've seen these events, you've been to the White House." Yeah. What I love is to walk around a venue and see fans, families, people of all kinds of background having a great time at a sporting event.
Yeah.
That's my top moment. Now, I love hoop. I think it's great. I still shoot a nasty swish from the corner, the deep three.
Still averaging
Yeah, all right.
Deep three, Dolich. Here he
Still
comes.
playing at 76. And I love it when I'm playing. People go, I got the old guy. I go, So anyway, Ray, really, it is about the fans. And when the founders came to me and started talking about immersive sports and entertainment and bringing people into the game, that's what I always tried to do in all these other sports, because my job was really the ticket seller, somebody to generate the money so a billionaire could overpay an 18-year-old a shitload of money to play ball. But now we have the tools at Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment to bring fans into the game. And that's what so enthuses me. If you go to any venue, junior game, high school, college, pros, it's seeing people having a great time and not knowing who the hell's sitting next to them, enjoying the back and forth that they have. And now we could do it globally, and you don't even need to be sitting next to that person in the venue.
Yeah. So I grew up in the Bay Area sports fan. Were you were at the Warriors? Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway era? No, yes.
No, I was at the Warriors when it was Spree punching the coach in the
come on. Legend.
I was there when Ronnie Cycli went. I don't feel good. I can't play today. I was there when Chris Washburn opened up his limo and 20 people in and around the limo got a contact high before he went to the locker room. I did work with Chris Mullin, and I did know Timmy Hardaway. It was when Don Nelson was the coach. He left.
Legend.
And then it really started to go downhill. And under Cohan, he owned the team for 16 years. They had that one great season, the We Believe season. But that was it. The other years they didn't. And when I was in Memphis at that time, we made the playoffs with Pau Gasol, Shane Battier, Hugh Brown was our coach.
QB.
Jason White Chocolate Williams. All that. It was fun. But
49ers.
The Bay Area is a great market. The Warriors are just in another world.
Yeah.
Steph Curry leads one of the greatest jazz ensembles in the history of sport, because you never know what he's riffing on. Clay and the man who never shuts up, Draymond Green.
So for the Niners, you were post DeBartolo, so you're like the early.
I want winners. I was Mike Singletary.
Yes.
Okay.
Win with the
And Mike Nolan, if you remember, Mike Nolan had the what did he win? He was the best dressed coach in the NFL.
Yeah. Dude, sharp.
And we had
every week.
We had Alex
Was
Smith.
that Cap? Was you with Cap?
No, we had Alex Smith. I was there when we were mediocre, and my job was to start the process of looking at a new stadium, which ultimately became Levi's. And the Niners, again, never should have left San Francisco, but they did.
I was always shocked that the seats at Levi's Stadium aren't denim. Like, they should be padded denim. That seems like an easy product.
The marketing, I'm long gone, and I think they missed a lot of marketing opportunities. The Copper Rivet Award that they should have given, the Discovering Gold at Sutter's Mill they should have done.
The fifth pocket, like that.
When you're done, you're done. But being lucky to work in all four sports and some others. It's just been the greatest adventure that anybody could possibly have.
So
I believe it. I feel. Go ahead.
Sorry, got a couple questions from the chat here, Andy. First from BC Lion, who loves Canada like I love Pittsburgh. What's your favorite place in Canada? You were with the Vancouver Grizzlies and you moved into Memphis. Do you have a favorite place in Canada?
Well, Whistler is fantastic.
Yep.
My apartment, because I was traveling back and forth from Oakland. I could walk from False Creek, having a brunch and breakfast on Granville Island.
Oh my God.
Going any place in Chinatown. Those people that love Vancouver, the Grouse Grind, which is a wonderful walk outside Vancouver. It is one of the most beautiful cities in North America. And I'm
Totally
amazed
agree.
at how many people have never been there.
Totally agree.
And Canada has something that the United States needs to really work on.
Healthcare,
Universal
Manners,
Canada has a lot
ground bacon, mounted police.
No.
Okay.
Canada has a lot of
Loonies,
really
Toonies?
nice people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Nothing
Speaking of
against
nice-
Americans, but
gonna go Tim
I
Hortons.
go up.
it's important.
I go up 2 or 3 times a year in
Timbits.
search of the great white sturgeon.
Ah,
I've caught him up to 9 feet. I'm going after the 10-footer, but on the Fraser River, just wonderful people. And the reason
John Bradley of Fish.
It is.
I got to jump in real quick, Andy. Like, I didn't realize that you were like that badass at fishing.
Yeah,
I
Oh.
do this. You know,
give me the old guy.
Oh, he doesn't let you know on the regular? I feel like I get told a lot how good he is at
No.
fishing.
Comes another prop.
Oh, here it is.
his back. Yo, they're
Oh,
crazy.
look at that.
Those are crazy.
That's it. OG. That is a big.
Damn.
It's a big
Look at
fish.
that. I thought
It's
that.
like Jeff's high school girlfriend.
Wow, that's just below the belt. That's just.
That is not an anchovy. That's a 9-foot white sturgeon released back.
Condition, Josh.
Released back in the Fraser River to swim. That fish is probably 60 years old, and I love it just to be outside.
Do you throw them back or do you keep?
Oh no, absolutely throw them back. The only thing that I will eat, Ray, are salmon, king salmon, and yellowfin tuna. And I've been lucky enough to catch a yellowfin tuna. I don't have the picture right here. Upwards of 250 pounds.
Holy!
It's absurd.
All right, Freddie Airmail has
Really?
a question here.
That's the weight of Josh's house.
I was going there.
Jeff, baby. Okay. Freddie
Not
Airmail.
that there's
in chat
anything
says-
wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Sure, body
Just
positivity.
point it out.
250 pounds.
Freddie Airmail in the chat asks players you've met who are nicer in real life than they might seem to the public, or meaner? Question mark.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Without doubt, Dave Smoke Stewart at the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
Joe Montana, who I've gotten to know because of what we're doing, right? Joe's a part of what we're doing.
Correct.
Shane Battier.
Seems
at
it.
the Grizzlies.
Seems
and
it.
Pau Gasol, one of the most incredible, wonderful human beings. And a player that most people wouldn't know unless they're soccer fanatics, a gentleman named Johan Cruyff, the great Dutch footballer, played for Barcelona, is viewed as one of the top 10 footballers of all time, meaning soccer players. A brain that was far superior to anything that he could do. But every team just has wonderful people, as they do have knuckleheads.
I want to piggyback on that because I think one of my favorite things is, Andy, you are an ontological, observer. You love watching people. I feel like outside of just the nicest human beings, like I feel like what are some of the biggest characters? I mean, you mentioned Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin. I could hear you talk about Ricky Henderson for days. I would love a Ricky Henderson story. But I mean, you were around the Bash Brothers, and like you think about the types of egos that you're around in sports. I'd love to hear kind of the biggest personalities. If you had to stack rank a couple.
Brothers was just, an incredible time working with these guys and helping to promote baseball under our thing called Billy Ball, not Money Ball, but Billy Ball, which was Billy Martin. And I came out of my hotel room in spring training, and Jose had just bought a Ferrari, which I wasn't aware of. And it was the first car that talked, that literally said, "Get away from me. I'm a Ferrari. If you touch me, you're going to jail." It didn't exactly say that, but it wasn't far from it. That was pretty good. Ricky is just, if Ricky had a greater control of the English language, he would have been even a bigger star. I went with Ricky when he was Mizuno's guy, when Mizuno shoes. There was a giant press conference in Tokyo. Ricky was doing a goodwill tour. He gets up, "Ricky-san, please explain steel basing." He goes, "Well, first you got to get on first," and they're all scribbling down, "First you got to get on first." Then he goes, "Then you look at the pitcher, you check with the catcher, you check with the first baseman, and then you must be sure that your feet is paralyzed to first base. Once your feet is paralyzed to first base, then you can take off for second." So I'll never forget Ricky's paralyzed feet to first base. Hockey players, the nicest human beings in the world.
Really Canadian, yeah.
Okay.
But also, first period, I've got 4 teeth knocked out. I spit them out. I saw the doc, and I'm playing in the second period.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Paul Suggett, a.k.a. Sluggo, box lacrosse, true story. I decided we were going to have guaranteed shutout night in Washington.
Okay.
How do you do that? You get the biggest wrestler, you jam him in a lacrosse goal, which is half the size of a hockey goal, nobody could score on him.
I like this.
So I go, Slug, we got to try this out. Slug takes the ball, and if any of you've had a lacrosse ball, they're real heavy.
Yeah.
They're solid.
Yeah.
And Slug comes down. I can see him laughing with his teammate Bobby Smith. He comes down. He wings one about 98 miles an hour right in the Johnson Triangle. And Man Mountain collapses. No cup. No cup. That was the end of that particular promotion.
Hey, Andy, I got hit with a lacrosse ball in the back of my tricep, and it was the biggest my arms had ever been. After, it was
solid.
So painful.
It's totally solid. I mean, some great moments. A lot of people hate the wave, right? They go, "Oh, the wave. I hate the wave." First wave ever, October 13th, 1981, Section 331, Oakland A's versus the New York Yankees in the playoffs. My good friend, Crazy George Henderson, turned the wave into a national level of enjoyment at the A's. And
are you saying that's when it was created?
Yep.
Yep. Really?
Now there's a big argument as to who created the wave. Rob Weller, who is a chairperson at Washington State, but you could look it up. It's on TV.
What do you
and then of course
I despise the wave.
Yeah.
No, and that's okay. You could despise the wave, but when 48,000 other people are having a great time,
do you?
I love it. All you got to do is do this.
Freddie Airmail in the chat with a show name "Don't Touch the Ferrari," which is pretty strong.
Very strong.
Pretty strong.
Very strong.
Only thing about the wave that if you're on the other side and you're watching it try to come together and you're like, "Damn, y'all, come on, man, I want to wave."
Well, we're not doing. I don't think we're going to do a fan-controlled wave, right? Josh has said no fan control.
Whoa! I never said
do a fan control
okay,
wave.
all right. I'm wrong.
Yes.
I'm wrong.
Fans have voted to enact the wave. And then
there's something that I would like to say, because I think we're talking about fan-controlled sports and entertainment, right?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll get to that in episode number 7.
One of these episodes.
Yep.
But what has really attracted me and hundreds of thousands of other people, hopefully more, is that they get a chance to be part of it. And so much of sport is, yes, you can go to games and you can root and you can do all that stuff. But now you're in it. It's yours. You're controlling it. You're involved with it. And if you want to blame somebody, here's who you can blame.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say, that coach, he screwed up. Ray should have done this. The commissioner did that. What are the founders thinking? And I believe that the whole concept of sports at all levels is I want to be involved. I don't want to be shut out. I don't want to know what's going on behind a door.
Right.
I want to help make the decisions because sports is the last vestige of a town square left in our society where everybody, in most cases, can get along.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if everybody that's been in this, I think that's why you're one of my favorite guys here, Andy, because I think everybody doesn't realize how you have to transition in sports. You're gonna play at some point, then you're still gonna want to work in it. You got to figure out where to go and how to do it. You've done it in. I only stick to football. You've done it in so many different arenas, which is so awesome. But the fact that you continue to transition from your 30s to your 40s to now your hundreds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, it is amazing.
Oh my God.
Announcement. February 18th, 2047. Can you put that down?
Got it.
Okay, it's my 100th birthday. Big fireworks show at the Oakland Coliseum. Free.
Let's go.
Can't wait.
In and corporate
Can't wait.
jets. Best restaurants. We'll eat at the French Laundry in the
I'm
Napa
with you, my
Valley.
dude.
Just put it down.
I'll be there. Look, listen. Andy. You and I have a relation. We had a relationship for a long time. I think we give each other shit. But if I can be earnest for a minute, I am so grateful that you could be anywhere. You could be part of almost anything on the planet sports related, and we wouldn't be us now without you and the influence that you've had here. So I'm grateful for your time here. And you've been a part of all of the decision on things that are moving forward. I'm curious if you can talk a little bit about what the thing in the fan control sports and entertainment world that you're most looking forward to, that you most can't wait for fans to see your experience.
Before you answer that, Andy, I want to say this. When we're in meetings, everybody's on these levels.
Yeah.
And he always puts the lettuce on the sandwich, or like for real. You be sold this way, and then he'll say something like, "Oh shit, we didn't even think of that."
And
I'm getting that, Mr. Commissioner. I'm getting that as a bumper sticker.
I think he just called
the lettuce.
He called you a sandwich artist, Andy.
Yeah. So incidentally, this is Michael Lewis. So I actually know a little bit. Moneyball. How many World Series have they won? Zibbity doodah. So analytics, metrics, look, we care a lot about numbers because it's important. But Patrick, what we have, and everybody on this call, what we have is teamwork, leadership, and trust. Mm-hmm. It seems real simple, but think about the organizations in sports and just in life. How many of them have teamwork, leadership, and trust over time?
Yeah. Very,
very few. And we have been through some incredible highs, and we've been low. And nobody goes, I'm out of here. Bye. See you later. Especially in the world of, I live in the Silicon Valley where people hold on to their jobs between 3 and 7 seconds before they leave for other equity positions. Mm-hmm. People have hung in here because they get the concept. And if it was easy, everybody would get it. But the agility, the nimbleness, and somebody was telling me what you guys have is heart. You have heart, you have soul, you have brains, and you got cojones. And that is
sick old school.
Well, we got cojone with Patrick, but
singular right here.
Hey,
singular.
That was just that phone call. That was just a guy calling from the Oakview group. You know those guys, the multi-billion. I put him on hold. I said I'd get back to him. I'm doing an interview with my friends.
Incredible.
You gotta prioritize.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Andy Dolich, absolute legend. Thank you for being here, bud. Really love having
Incredible.
you on the show.
Guys, I appreciate it. Can I do a quick PSA before I leave?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so this book, which is a real book called Goodbye Oakland, tells the story of the Raiders, the Warriors, and the A's. And you can read it here: winning Wanderlust, a sports town's fight for survival. And if the A's go to Las Vegas, which is rumored, this city will have 0 major professional sports teams after winning championships, Hall of Famers, drawing hundreds of millions of fans. This goes back to 1968. I wrote it with the sports editor of the Oakland Tribune, Dave Newhouse. It's on Amazon.com. It publishes on April 11th. And I would say it's a pretty darn good read.
Dude, that's awesome,
give it a shot.
Man. That's such a great point. Why, like they talk about St. Louis, and we were saying this over chat. Like the XFL St. Louis team is like selling out. Like, you know, like there is your market. You have a market for a business, and all these teams are leaving Oakland, man. That's really cool. I'm gonna check that out, maybe.
FCSE, let's put it on our radar. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. There's nothing better than talking sports and everything else with you guys. Have a great rest of the day, and LFG.
LFG, Andy. Thanks for being. He's the best.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Oh man,
Best interview we've ever done? Maybe, possibly.
What's that? What'd you say?
So best interview we've ever done?
Yeah, he's the best.
And we barely scratched the surface. We could do an easy 90 with just Andy.
Incredible.
oh man,
Andy
been in sports so long. I mean, he was drawing up plays with Jesus on the same.
He was, yeah. It was the water to wine play, which really put him on the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really, dude, next time we have him on, I want him to talk a little bit about Ricky Henderson, because like he does this because apparently Ricky always talked about himself in the third person, and he's got this whole. I mean, just incredible. So like, we'll get him back on for sure.
The Ricky Henderson shit is hilarious. But I was like, oh, he didn't do it. Ah, damn.
No, it's the
I
best.
loved the water to wine play, Patrick. But Hail Mary was right there.
Right there. It was right there. It was right there. God damn.
I was like the apostle, the Judas Act. I'm like, son of a bitch, like ring 3 times. I'm going full Jesus.
Bro, you got
Mary.
Bro, you got the triple option with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Man. Come on, man. That's the Bible is the playbook, baby. Oh.
I love it.
The Bible is the Bible.
All right.
I want you to look, the next guy we recruit, just look him straight in the face and be like, our playbook is the Bible.
The Bible.
Hey,
What?
Deuteronomy
3:16. Deuteronomy 3:16.
Hey man, Leviticus.
All of our announcers are just preachers, like, oh, he got off that field like Lazarus rising.
Not good. He's audibling the revelations.
There's definitely a Moses parting the line reference there somewhere. I don't. Yeah.
I know there's a heaven in champion. You know there's a championship in heaven right now.
100%.
All right. Well, you thought we might be done with guests because it's a jam-packed show, but I said it was a jam-packed show.
Jam-packed show.
We got another guest, Joshua.
We do. This man, he is what some would call an Atlanta legend, and at such a young age.
Yeah.
Right. He's from Riverdale, Georgia, but he knows more about it. One night during the season, we were in Leighton's car trying to find an open Waffle House. We couldn't find one, but guess what? From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., Leighton Batiste drove us all over the city of Atlanta, and for him, I now know the city of Atlanta, and there he is, Leighton Batiste.
Yeah, Leighton.
Leighton, there's a Waffle House in every Apple block.
Uh-oh.
I think we need earphones.
Leighton
There we go.
Leighton Batiste, transform.
Oh no. You're mute. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take you out. Our first technical difficulty in a while. Jim, fix this.
Dude, I literally thought when you said he couldn't find an open Waffle House and we're in his car, I thought you were gonna be like, and he cooked us waffles in the back of his car. I was like, well, I didn't know this story.
All right, let's see if we can bring him back. Leighton Batiste. How about now?
Okay, y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yes.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Hey, Lane, what are those medals up there?
So these are track and field medals. They're not mine. I used to work for an NCAA conference, and I stole them from the student athletes. So yes,
I just want to know. Hey, I just
Strong.
want to know what race. I was just waiting.
Yeah.
I just want to
Good-
hear what
good
that-
move.
it's every race: gold, silver, bronze. So they knew I was the ultimate. So,
That's a bold move because if you steal something from those guys, they can catch you.
yeah. I pulled my hamstring running right. So,
Leighton. Freddie Airmo says looks like the SIAC or SIAC or
Yep.
SIAC.
Kayak. Yeah.
SIAC. There you go. Boom.
Okay, Freddie.
Man,
Leighton's
Freddie be
been
on
working-
it, don't he? Though.
Yeah,
Freddie be on it.
Freddie's
Freddie
like
knows his
elite.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie's the guy in the ear, like the producer's like, it's actually SIAC.
Thanks, Freddie. Got it.
He's CJ. Nope. Don't
He's
say that.
he's so tired of getting our show names right. He's seeding them to other people. He's like, hey, could you just type this in the chat because I can't get another one right.
So Leighton, let's tell the people what we're doing starting Monday.
All right. So as always, everything fan control. We have new shows for you all. So Josh and I were dropping a new show called Back to Work. Obviously,
Woo!
it's on Monday, so it's going to be a hot topic show. We're going to come to y'all with just the latest and greatest news in sports and entertainment. So yes, we are going to talk movies and favorite TV shows as well as our favorite topics in sports.
I understand I'm coming on to talk about the Last of Us finale this Monday. Is that true, or that I just
Yes.
invited myself on to?
Yeah, you'll be on there. I'll make sure I'm caught up, D, so that we can
All right.
go back and
All
forth.
right, awesome. Can't wait.
Leighton,
yeah,
the real question is, who lined you up?
Oh, so that's my boy Mike. Shout out, my boy
Fire.
Mike. We played football at high school together, so you know
There you go.
you gotta trust your teammates. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, it's always one. It's always one.
It's always only takes one.
All it takes is
And then on Monday as well, Leighton and I we're going to be going live on Instagram and doing a little bit of a bracket challenge. Fans vote real quick. They're going to be quick polls, basically like quick fan votes on who we pick in our bracket. Leighton and I go head to head, and we see who wins straight up.
Yeah.
And then fans can submit their brackets into the Discord, and we'll have a little bracket challenge there in Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment.
Yeah, I was thinking if we ever get at a point where like we have the same team, I have these rock paper scissors balls. Those,
You do
yeah.
not.
yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what is it? Wait, what is that?
So they're like these little like
it's
dice, but they rock paper scissors.
It's like Dungeons and
Wow.
Dragons, Jeff.
But I have
Cool.
two of them.
Those look like D12s to me.
yeah.
That's it.
That's them. That's them.
So-
Yeah. So, Leighton and I are pumped to get this going. We're going to have guests, fans, friends, Patrick D's, anybody.
Just invited himself on the show.
A large,
Oh my
tall,
God.
ginger giraffe man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy. I love that like Jeff is like he's rolling a speech check and it comes up scissors and he's like, what is going on?
Well, I guess I have to roll with that.
Well done, Jeff. That was very well done. So we do have some Discord questions I want to get to, but let's first, Jeff, hit that song. Let's start the segment.
Let's yell about sports and stuff. Let's yell about sports and stuff. Let's yell.
About sports and stuff.
All right, so last week it was just me and Leighton talking to Ray. So this week we got to get through these quick because we have more people and we've got a lot to get to. Ray is our judge.
All right.
As always, each person gets about a minute, and then Ray judges. Here we go. First question, and let's yell about sports and stuff. Full Swing, Breakpoint, Drive to Survive, all Netflix documentaries about F1, golf, tennis. So, what non-major sport deserves a Netflix docuseries next, and you can't say fan-controlled football or hoops or anything fan-controlled? We'll start with-
Fishing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I jumped the gun. Sorry, I think you're gonna.
No, it's
start with
good.
that.
No, go.
Fishing?
No, let Leighton go.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Fishing.
Cook, Leighton.
Yeah, fishing. I want GoPro footage from the boat, some underwater stuff. I think it'll be really cool to see like the fish get the hook or whatever. If we
Fish
can get the cameraman
POV.
there. Awesome. And then like there's college fishing. I don't know if y'all knew that. There's like college teams, so you could do both.
What?
Like pro
College
Yeah, there-
fishing?
It's an SEC thing. So yeah, there's like
Amazing.
college fishing teams out there. So I think fishing would be.
You get a scholarship, a full ride on a fishing scholarship. That's pretty baller.
Damn.
Yeah, I should have learned.
You know, at Cal State, or at a lot of these California agricultural schools, like Cal Poly, you can go to school on a rodeo scholarship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it only lasts
Fishing.
6 seconds.
A scholarship for just knocking back brewskis and throwing the line into the water for 8 hours a day. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I will go next.
Okay.
Women's volleyball.
Okay.
yes.
Go on.
Beach,
Preach.
indoor, both.
Preach.
Indoor. I mean, beach. Okay, you got me. I mean, either one, both. I loved when the Olympics are on. I love watching volleyball, men's and women's. Women, dude, they are awesome and
They are.
also very very attractive. And I would be very entertaining, and I would be very entertained.
I don't get it.
I don't know how that one loses. I can't follow that.
Go ahead, D.
It's incredible. So I'm going to go. I actually didn't know this was a question, but I've got it right now. So I think the answer is curling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I fall. I am, those little emotionally manipulated, like human interest pieces before every sport. They always do the one with curling, and I'm always on the edge of my seat. And they're sweeping, and I love it. And I want to understand what goes into sweeping and what the practice. And I think you either call it sweeps week, or I just Googled curling terms. There's a term in curling called heavy ice. Which means the rocks have to be thrown harder. So I think we call it heavy ice, and it's the story of curling.
Oh, I didn't know we had to come up with titles too.
You don't. I just above and beyond.
Very good.
Okay. That's what I do. I'm in it to win it.
Well, go ahead. No, Ray, you have to judge. I haven't done yet.
I'm finna. You're going. You were going. Go ahead.
I always go. Clearly, the winner is disc golf. Have you guys seen that? Everything goes viral in disc golf. They throw them like over lakes. It's like through the woods. Their throws are incredible. And apparently the disc golf leagues are going crazy viral right now. People are showing up by the thousands for these championship meets, and nobody knows anything about disc golf. And the game is called, and the show is called, Patrick?
Bring
Chains. Because you hit it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Disc golf story.
I thought Patrick's was the dumbest one first,
That's a common phrase out of Ray's mouth.
but I gotta go. Josh, that was horrible. I gotta go with Jeff. I gotta go with Jeff because he's right. Well, I don't want to watch guys fish. You don't even want to. You don't even want to watch guys fish.
Sweeps.
Wait. But it's the narrative between each fishing and the conversations on the
Jeff
boat.
was
You don't wanna hear that?
exactly right.
Sweeps.
You got a story about
I know.
athletes, and volleyball players are amazing looking athletes, females.
true.
I mean, oh my
Oh, my
God,
God.
anything else. But if I had my choice, I would say rodeo, and we call it last chance move.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Let's go.
That's
Next
good.
play. Next one.
I like that.
That's good.
Next question. Here we go. With all the offseason QB shuffling in the NFL, should contract negotiations be live streamed, and why? Leighton, you're our guest.
Yes, and I'm gonna be traditional here. It has to be fan controlled. So fans should be able to choose negotiating terms and vote yes or no on things. That would be good.
Oh, that's strong. Fred Airmail in the chat saying show name Last Chance Moo, which is just very strong.
Very
you,
good.
You asked us a yes or no, and the answer is clearly yes, they should be live streamed. I think that there's zero question there. And I think the idea of whatever, I'll just double down on what Leighton said. I think having fans, I can't top that. I'm on all aboard the Leighton train. Woo woo, fans choosing terms.
Yep.
It doesn't get better. I'm on Team Leighton with this one.
I will say only Lamar Jackson's negotiations because he has no agent and no lawyer.
I don't get it. I don't understand what he's doing.
No agent,
I have
no
idea.
lawyer. Lamar Jackson in a room negotiating his own contract. That's gold.
Just eyeballing it. Yeah.
Gold.
I mean, looks good to me, guys. They're like, none of it's guaranteed. He's like, I don't care.
I mean, there's a lot of zeros there, Josh. A lot of zeros.
A lot of it is in gold.
Ooh. Those
And
are.
what do they do with the gold? They're like,
What
it's
if it
up
was
to
just diamond emojis?
Those, sir, are IOUs. Those are better than cash.
You got to be pretty hardcore to be like,
I agree.
I ain't giving up 10% of my money.
No.
No.
You know what?
Ray, Judge, I think I'm not going to answer this one.
There's no reason.
Wait, can we add? Well, can we add? Can there be like a Shark Tank version where the player has to pitch themselves to the fans? I would love to see Lamar talking to Falcons fans, Panthers fans, and Ravens fans.
How much I'm worth?
That's what I love. That's what I love what you said, because you're right. The negotiation happens with the money, but then what are you to us as a community?
I think.
Like, what are you going to do for us as a community? Just like a mayor, an alderman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to know, what are you going to do for us?
I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear Aaron Rodgers talk about what he thinks about Pfizer. Do you know what I mean? I want to hear that.
I want to hear what Brett Favre has to say. Never mind. I want to hear what Lamar Jackson's going to do. Like, what is he going to do with his money that he's,
for the fans. Yes, for you, the fans. Pizza party for all the fans every Friday night. Okay. This one, I was going to do this as the bonus question, but F it. We're going to do it now. Okay. WWE says they're going to have gambling on scripted wrestling matches. Jeff,
explain.
I mean, listen, I defend wrestling. That's my role on the show. I defend wrestling. I enjoy professional wrestling. This feels rife with problems. This feels like a minefield of potential problems.
Yes.
I don't know how they expect to pull this off, but there are a lot of fun, unexpected outcomes. Just because it's scripted doesn't mean it's not hard to predict. It just feels like, boy, how do you prevent folks that are responsible for the outcome influencing the outcome? I got nothing here, guys. I want to say it's going to work out fine. I do not think it's going to work out fine.
All right, nobody else is arguing. I've just brought that up so Jeff could look silly.
Yeah, thank you. Good job.
Okay.
Wait. No one else is arguing?
No.
Really? We're going into the next generation of AI. So I think if they're going to do something like that, they would probably try to figure out how the AI is telling that story that everybody.
WWE via Chat GPT. Sign me up. Just all Undertaker all the time.
You need letters without words.
It's true. That's true.
Okay, so here we go. The final question. As we all know, the best show currently on television is The Last of Us. It's
correct.
Basically what I put my daughter to sleep early on Sunday night so I could watch it. She wasn't too psyched about it. But, okay, other than a gun, what weapon would you want in a zombie apocalypse? Now, I'm going to start because I've been preaching this since like season 2 or maybe season 3 of The Walking Dead. Okay. Why aren't more people, like, if you could just kill the zombies, right?
Okay.
Like, zombies in Walking Dead. Last of Us, they're a little different. They're a lot faster. It seems like they're a lot more dangerous. Okay. We need to have more spinny, long spears. Like, spinning spears, like always going around. Like, everybody, why are you letting them get so close that you have a hammer? Like, or a sword, long, spinning, like metal things, and you whip it around your head and just whip it around until they're all gone.
Survival is about managing the distance.
Yes,
I like it.
Ray, I'm worried that you left before Josh said something extremely stupid.
No, I heard him.
Are you kidding me? Did you ever watch The Walking Dead? Half the time they're shooting at him. Oh, just spinning like metal whip.
No, I heard him. Yeah, I heard him.
All right. Okay.
You're stupid.
So, guys, I saw this question. I was very stoked. I looked right before the show because I do all kinds of preparation for the show, as you well know. I found the best weapon for the zombie apocalypse, and I have a visual. Jim, if you could pull this up. I didn't know this existed, but I'm here to educate all of us on the fact that this is a thing, and I'd like you can purchase this weapon on Amazon for $39.95. You can.
Is it a big spear that you spin around your head?
You spin it around. This is an under the arm sword. I just didn't know this was.
That's you, isn't it?
That's definitely me. It's definitely not. This is incredible.
I recognize your jeans.
Hey, yeah, my jorts. Look at this thing. It's incredible. No zombie gets within 3.5 feet from you. It's just.
You hold your arms out and you
It's
spin it. circle.
For people for audio listeners, it's a sword that you hold like a handle grip, and the sword it goes under your arm. I don't know what this is. I just wanted this opportunity to show you guys the coolest weapon I found on Amazon for $39.95.
What did you search for to find that?
Zombie apocalypse weapons. It was like the third result. It's incredible. People have been thinking this through, Jeffrey.
Yeah, like long spinning spears.
Guys, the answer, of course, is
God, look
a
at that.
car with spikes on it.
Well, is that a
Spiked car.
Okay, fine. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a gun.
Leighton.
I'm gonna say a claymore. Here's why.
This is a claymore.
Here's why.
Okay.
I had a random urge yesterday to watch the battle scene in Braveheart yesterday.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a very vicious weapon, so I'm gonna go with a claymore. But
Okay.
I literally thought.
out for Blazeheart? Not well.
Yeah. So the sword claymore, I thought you meant one of those little mines you put on the ground that only blow up in one direction. I was very confused why you would choose that. I was like, okay, go on.
can we do like mythical weapons or do you
Yes, definitely.
lightsaber?
Yeah.
I mean, I do like grenade. Nobody said grenade. Grenade seems pretty smart.
No, you only have one.
One
thing.
term,
What about
can't
grenade
just
belt?
carry
box of grenades.
Grenade belt.
Greg
Listen, I
Messel in
live
the
in
chat.
Chicago. I live in Chicago, so I'm pretty whipped up in here. We got firearms everywhere. I got my FOID card, but I always tell my wife, like when COVID hit, I said, "Babe, we ain't got nothing to worry about until people start eating their brains out. If they start eating brains, I tell you, like,
Whoa. Ray
I'm
has
ready.
his.
Ray's got
I am
bitches.
ready. They know. Come through here.
Whoa, it's a sword off.
It's a sword off, yeah.
Are we just having random weapons?
Ain't nobody coming up in here.
Ray,
Ain't
you need to,
ain't nobody walking dead up in here.
Ray, you need to
Amazing.
cosplay as Blade.
Oh shit, he is the Daywalker.
You got Blade action.
That's how we do. That's how we do at the Austin crib.
Incredible.
I'm just saying, Josh. I'm just saying that the first zombie that grabs the end of your swingy thing, and then you're done.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
you are swinging it so fast and so hard that you are chopping their
Because
heads
I
off.
practice it.
It's like a helicopter blade.
That just seems so energy inefficient. I'm
I'm exhausted.
Heavy weapon? Yeah, is it
I'm so
heavy?
tired.
We've not watched what the girls can do in Black Panther. Wakanda
Y'all,
forever.
listen,
They're just
I'm telling
using
y'all,
sick
y'all better get y'all blade game up. We ain't gonna be able to do this.
I love Josh's answers. You basically be a Dormelage from Wakanda, and you'll be fine.
I'm in my spiked car driving through them.
Comfortably.
Driving
What about
through
when
them.
you
You've
run
got
out
the-
of gas after like a weekend?
He's got the auto drive on, just chilling, running over zombies, hands up. It's like,
What about when you get like boxed in by other things, like other cars on like roads where it seems like, get out of here, Jeff. Your spike car idea is dumb. Ray, vote.
Ray voted
Going
for
to
himself.
Mariano's with my sword in the back.
that's right. That's right.
Mescalade, our buddy Greg Mescal in the chat with the quote, the quote of the chat so far: "Best weapon when times are tough, a positive attitude."
Greg always has it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Always in there with the.
Yep.
He's always got it.
That wins.
You guys want to rip out some Discord questions?
You're damn right we do. Let's go.
Here we go. Jeff, maybe do the poll thing. You know when you tell them about the
Oh
poll?
yeah. It's all about time for the poll. Last chance to get your name suggestions for what we're called next week. We're gonna put the poll up. Poll's up. Never mind. Last chance. Speaking of last chance, here's the poll. Last chance, Moo. Very good. Very strong.
Strong.
Don't touch the Ferrari. Also extremely strong.
Very good.
Audio D's.
Audio D's.
Dark web polar bears.
Oh.
Very good. Spiny long spears. Spinny. Excuse me.
Spinny long spear.
Spinny long spears.
You guys better vote for that one. Damn it.
No,
I
don't know.
All the things, in all the things you could have built in The Walking Dead, those zombies, like you could punch their heads off half the time. Okay.
Wait, but Josh, what about the zombies that crawl?
Yeah, man.
You,
it's always an answer.
Spin low.
I
Spin low.
It's a long spear.
A spear though. That's it.
No, it's like a long knife, sharp edge.
Oh my god! Why are we still talking
Can
about
you, like,
the
break it in
spinning?
half?
Just oh my god!
I mean, the thing is that he only put this question in because he'd been thinking.
I
about that
obviously
so
he's
much.
still thinking about it.
I think about it.
All the time.
All right. Real quick before we get to the Discord questions, I got to give a shout out to this company, Fan Controlled Sports Entertainment. Jim, we were in the Harvard Business Review.
What?
Look at this. Yeah, look at this.
you
It's
made
popped
it.
up. Hey,
Yeah.
this is big
Wow.
time.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's dope, man.
They just let anybody in there now, I guess.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Clearly.
we're
I
basically
worked
Harvard
on
grads.
Harvard's campus one time. Yeah, the Harvard Business Journal
Wow.
Review.
Look at
the
that.
Harvard Business Review. Lessons on customer engagement through fan control football. Boom. Harvard, baby.
Wow.
How about them
Harvard.
apples?
Where'd you go to college?
Harvard.
Harvard. Well,
Harvard.
I had something in there.
Harvard.
Did I make the
brain.
grade? No. Was the sport that I'm currently involved with in the Harvard Business Review?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Exactly the same thing as being in the college.
I'm
Yes.
getting a T-shirt made with this article on it.
On it.
Me too.
Be like, Ray, could you turn around? I need to get to that second paragraph. Hold on, turn around. Got it.
There you go. All right. Here we go. Here's some Discord questions. We got a few minutes left. All right.
This shirt's
This one
behind a
comes from
paywall.
Boom.
Okay, here we go. It's a tie game. This comes from Bang Bang Rogers. It's a tie game in the Super Bowl. 30 seconds left. Forrest Gump wants to go home. Bobby Boucher thinks Forrest was talking bad about his mama. Could Bobby stop Forrest?
No.
What?
No, absolutely not. Forrest would run straight through him.
Oh,
No, Forrest would run right through.
Forrest was fast,
Forrest
not
would outrun
strong.
him. Forrest would
Wait.
outrun him. He was
Wait.
the lead kick returner on
I mean-
in Alabama history.
Wait, did he
Yeah.
say that Forrest said something about Bobby's mama?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bobby's winning.
See,
think
I'm,
so?
I'm Team Bobby.
Y'all remember what
I'm
he
on
did to
Team
the
Bobby as
professor,
well.
right?
I
Yeah.
feel like Forrest wasn't fast. He just didn't stop. You know?
He's determined.
Yeah.
You know, it's that positive attitude. You know what I mean? It's
Did
this
he
Greg
have any
Mescal.
lateral movements, Leighton? Do you remember? No.
Oh man, he could
But
cut.
I do remember Bobby Boucher drop kicking somebody on the field. So
Hey, that's a good counterpoint. I'm not gonna lie. We don't talk enough about drop kicks on this show.
Wrong. Forrest could win like the Forrest could run like the wind blows. All right. Here we go. Night Jate Wright. Are there plans to utilize NCAA March Madness to garner hype for FC Oops? Sure. Yes, there will
Yeah.
be some questions on the website. There's like 9 questions here. Hold on. How about this one? Scratch out. Will the Republic team investments be reopened before 3.0?
Ooh, good question.
I think the answer is that is our intention. So I think we want to have a couple moving pieces there, but we would love, again, part of the mission of this organization is being able to democratize sports for everybody. And that includes having just fractionalized ownership and authentic ownership. And we realize that through Republic. So that's the goal.
I love it when you talk about the mission of this organization.
Yeah.
Bang Bang Rogers. What if we could vote for the design of the court every game, or we could have team-specific designs for the home team? That's the plan.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
that would be. I like that.
You could even change designs in the middle of the game if you wanted to. Yeah. Avatar grass, long spinny spears, they're everywhere.
You just dropped a long spinny spears in there like it had something to do with basketball. Just-
Oops, I did it again, Patrick. Like another spears we know. Okay.
That might be your best in a long time.
yeah, that was real good.
That was very good.
That was real good.
We all know D. This one's from Nerdy Plays. We all know D's is famous now for the money gun. What other type of gun would you want to own, and when would you use it? Imagine walking to Target and having a coupon gun. There it is.
There it
Just
is.
walking to the register and making it rain.
Gun. That's hilarious.
I kind of want, I want to go to a Mexican restaurant and shoot shredded cheese out of a gun.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
and by restaurant, you mean my mouth.
I want
Hey,
to
we
take
have
that
a
to a
winner.
restaurant. I want to take that to a restaurant and actually pay like that. But like, this ain't even real money.
No.
By the time you count it, I'll be gone.
The winner of the show poll for the name for next week, Dark Web Polar Bears.
Yeah, come on.
Dark polar bears.
It's fantastic.
Like it. Well done.
This
fans.
show went long, not shockingly, and there are a bunch of very fun questions from the Discord in here that we will get to next week for sure.
Sounds good.
Promise.
Cool.
Awesome.
Fans and friends of the program.
Thanks for joining, Leighton.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Can't wait for your show on Monday, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Very exciting. Very
yes.
exciting.
What
Tons
time
of
is
other
it? What
content
time
to
is the
check
show?
out.
What time is the show, Josh?
1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And I know people are like, hey, you always start Eastern. I don't live there.
No.
So I have to do my time zone before my head explodes. And then Leighton will always get it wrong.
Yeah.
I think we all agree we should all be talking in Mountain Time. I think we've all agreed
in
on
Mountain Time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That sounds
As soon as he says Mountain, I'm
said
out.
nobody ever. Like, I don't know. Like Gary the 2. I don't. No, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
All right, well,
When
on that
somebody in
note,
LA was like, get on the 60 freeway. I'm like, the 60? Where the fuck is that? Man.
Thank you for being with us, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. Remember, there's tons of other content for you to check out. Do not stop the content consumption. FCTV, tons of content. We will be back next week when we will be called
Black market.
Dark
Black-
web.
yes,
Dark
dark
web.
web.
Polar bears.
Dark Web Polar Bears.
Let's
because
go.
you demanded it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Until then, power to the fans.
Power to the fans.
The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's fan controlled.